I started the beginning of this year in the lowest mental state I have ever been in.
Thanks for the reminder, babe. That was crazy.
I felt like a failure. I made a really risky and what looked like a really impulsive decision. I quit my job with no backup plan. By doing this, it made me feel like I had to admit defeat, and I felt like a loser.
What a loser.
I really did feel like a loser. And I think back to this, I want to like start crying.
So we'd already been doing mouse vibes for a while, and it was something I was carrying majority of the workload of because, well, Ashley's time and energy were limited, like super limited. Like I never really saw her actually.
Me quitting wasn't me trying to do this big chase your dreams move. It was just me admitting that something wasn't working anymore. And I wasn't going after a big glow up or a goal. I was just trying to figure out my life in real time.
But somehow that one decision turned into a year that changed everything for us.
I'm ready to meet Mickey. I'm ready for Better Together. Let's go. We're here! We're here! In March of 2024, March of 2026, it'll be 2 years since I got laid off. And I did not think that being across the street from the Capitol building would make me so emotional. And I like instantly got upset for like 30 minutes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it's just life. It's just...
Ever since you left, who have they signed? That's what I'm talking about.
No, it's not like that.
But it is like that.
Well, I see it like when we pass on the freeway, but it's different than like walking the streets of like when I walked up to the building, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like a pain point in my life. It was just such a like traumatic moment for me during like a terrible time. Like it couldn't have happened at a worse time, and like eventually I'll stop talking about it, but today's not that day.
Not today, Satan.
I think I'm just bitter about it because I like had just gotten engaged and I was like, I'm gonna have the best year of my life, and then the year turned out to be the absolute horseshit worst year that I've ever had in the history of my world. So, anyways,
Awesome, you're awesome. Thank you, take care. All right, hopefully this will make me feel better. But it's time to talk about where we came up short this year in goals and trajectory and just where we thought overall we'd be in 2025. And I'm glad we're sitting down for this because it's a little bit of stuff. So ever since we started this channel in 2019, things have gotten off to a rocky start. We picked probably the best time ever to start a YouTube channel, which would be a few months before the global pandemic. So yeah, we started that in 2019, great timing. We went right into 2020 with the opening of Rise of the Resistance in January, and 2 months later, everything shut down on March 14th, my birthday. And I honestly had high hopes. I thought we could do this. I quit working for YouTube family and took all that knowledge from working with them and was gonna apply it to Mouse Vibes. And we set goals to be the biggest YouTubers ever. Fast forward, and I still haven't met our year one goals with Mouse Vibes on YouTube. I used to set a lot of like monetary goals, like how many subscribers I want in a year and how many views I want in a video. And I got really locked in on these numbers that honestly don't really mean crap. Subscriber count isn't the biggest variable within YouTube. It's watch time, and to get people to dial into a watch time is to make a good video they sit all the way through. And that's been my focus now, is getting away from subscriber count, which we've never met our goal ever in 4 years.
4 years, we've just never met that goal, and every year we look at it and we're like, wow, we came up short, and then we shame ourselves, which if anybody that has goals and they don't meet them, it's hard to not sit there and live in shame.
Big time.
Yeah. We set out this year to be more consistent on YouTube, and even though it was a really rocky year, it had a lot of opportunities, and we were able to do that. And I think we came up 2 videos over our initial goal.
Which is also a step up from 2024. So even though it is very marginal growth, it is growth nonetheless. So let's give ourselves a pat on the back. I do want to give a little bit of props though, because even though we're talking about failing goals, which has become a consistent thing with Mouse Vibes on the YouTube front, I do want to talk about social media goals, because YouTube is just one of the platforms that we post on, and one of the goals for 2024 and 2025 was to post more on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, and this isn't us like trying to toot our own horn, but we are one of the few creators that are going hard in the paint on every single platform. And I always think in one wonder, had we sat down and only gone hard on YouTube, would we be further? Yeah, but certain invites and certain opportunities probably wouldn't have happened. And if you guys don't know, my whole background is in digital and social media, and Nick fought me so hard on it the first few years of Mouse Vibes, and I was like, I understand, we need to do Reels, we need to do TikTok, we have to do it. And it ended up paying off for us in the sense of like metrics and, you know, meeting invite goals and stuff like that, and getting these big opportunities or paid things, what have you. But yeah, had we just doubled down and did one platform, we'd be further. But I knew how important it was. Just from being on the other hand, I used to be the person that invited the influencers to event and all of that, and I know how important social media is. So we did do well in that.
A little bit ago, talked about throwing out metrics and numbers, but looping back for that for Instagram, it was a huge year for us. We grew 20,000 followers on Instagram, going from 38,000 to 58,000 this year, and posting 155 reels, which is over our goal of how many reels, in 25 more than last year.
Yeah, and sorry for like spitting too many metrics at you guys, but you know, as we reflect over the year, I also think it's important to like peel the layer of being a creator and be very vulnerable and honest about like these things, because I think every creator puts that notes thing in their Android or their iPhone, and they're like hopefully setting goals for themselves, and it is really hard when you see what you didn't come up with, and then but also praise yourself and like be proud of like what you did accomplish.
So I don't use an Android or an iPhone to write down my goals or my dreams. Ever since I was a kid, I would write down my goals on a piece of paper. Old school piece of paper. It's something my Nana taught me when I was a kid. She said basically you would have dreams until you write them down, and once you write them down, they become goals and it's a real thing that you're gonna accomplish. So that's what I did. In I guess the beginning of 2024, I sat down and I really looked at the scope of where I wanted the channel to go in major events that we wanted to be at together. So I wrote down our goals, and they seemed super lofty at the time, and honestly it was kind of on a 2-year plan. Some of these things were for 2025. So our goals were this, and obviously you start with the most unrealistic, the one that no one will get to, a mountaintop goal, which is epic universe. And I think that was a goal for most creators in our space for the last 5 years, was to be at the opening day of a brand new theme park here in the United States.
It's real, it's happening, we are here. It's not just a Kronos in our office, it's a real Kronos behind us. We're about to walk through it. We're here at Epic Universe.
It was so important. That was everything to us. And when you think back to January of 2023, was that when we were on Icon of the Seas?
Yes.
We were on Icon of the Seas with some of our close friends and some content creator acquaintances, but everybody happened to be on the inaugural sailing. And we were there when a bunch of our creator friends posted that they got the Kronos.
What you are experiencing right now is called troop envy.
And Nick and I just want to stress this, we're not in competition with our friends, and we are always happy for people's successes, and we were so excited for everybody. But we knew that that wasn't waiting at home for us. You know what I mean?
Let's be real.
We were like, we were like so happy for everybody. We're like, definitely not going home.
There's no way, like, we're, you know, Universal Studio Hollywood locals, and like we made trips to Orlando, but we were not on their radar whatsoever. It just seemed like a dream.
You're here at the Mouse Vibes, and we're back at Universal Studios, Florida.
And Nick was like kind of like in full force on our way back. He's like, there's still a chance. We need to buckle down and like get it cracking even harder. And I'm like, I agree.
I watched the invites go out. I wasn't expecting one. I was more hoping so, like, you know, like when they watch the Olympics and there's someone who gets like the flu like right before, or gets hurt right before, and they're like, we need a backup. I was hoping to be that backup.
We could be that mistake.
And that's all I was shooting for.
But yeah, we wrote that down, and we were like, ooh, it didn't happen. But then we still had faith that it would happen.
And it did.
I don't know. I don't want to cry about it because I've already cried about it. But like, it's just like, I feel like this is like a piece of like history, like theme park history.
I couldn't have dreamt that we would be at the opening day of that theme park. And not even just the opening day, 2 previews to showcase what to expect.
Yeah.
It'll never look like that again, and I cannot believe we were a part of this. Absolutely insane.
But that was definitely our biggest mountaintop moment of 2025. And going down the list, you know, number 2 was something that we also dreamed of since we started the channel, which is Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando.
Yes.
That's like the pinnacle, the scariest haunt in the United States. It's got over 30 years to showcase that, and it's just something that we really wanted to do.
Oh my God!
We love Halloween Horror Nights, and you know, we would go out there every single year, and it was kind of like this thing where we would like hang out with all of our friends. And then what did you say earlier when we were talking about this video? You were like, we'd drop them off at the gate and be like, bye guys!
It felt like a mom dropping their kids off at school. Like, we got them all the way up there in the parking zone. We're like, all right, have a great day,
Have a great day!
They close the door right before you say goodbye, and you're like,
yeah.
One day, I'll get to go in there. One day.
Live in the now!
It doesn't really change anything, but we're California locals, and every single time we dropped our kids off and waved goodbye, a torrential downpour followed soon after, and we're not built for that.
Yeah, every single time. We'd be like, oh my gosh, we're not in there with our friends, but we're also in a tropical thunderstorm and hurricane.
It's raining for the next 2 hours until 10 p.m.
Which is like, again, we were so happy for everybody, but it's just like, it just makes it funny. Like how it would always pan out, like we'd be texting our friends and we're like,
we've been stuck in Moe's for 3 hours.
Also, like, let's just be real. Like, one of the things as a content creator with Halloween Horror Nights is you get to film in the houses.
Yeah.
And that's the only time you get to do that. And that was another one of our goals. Like, how do we document inside the houses? So for us to do that and be able to go was another dream. And I never thought, again, like Universal Orlando, we would have so many like core memories there and like being there for so many like huge moments. So it means a lot. It really
and I
does.
think like something like, again, we've talked about this so many times in this video, but like Nick was pretty much on his own for the first 90% of Mouse Vibes up until I quit my job, and he really went hard in the paint on doing very educational and fun speculative videos here on the West Coast.
If there's no price tag, is that free?
And then he started chiming in on the Orlando stuff and kind of putting the pieces together with that, and I'm just really proud of you that like you made that happen. I know I was there with you, but like you're the type of person that like when you see something that you want, you're like, how do I work hard to get there? And it just like made me really proud for you. And I got to ride your coattails in that moment. Yeah, I did social, but I'm just saying, like, I remember you being like,
I'm gonna make it happen!
and you made it happen.
Just got really deep on me there.
You know, I get my philosophize on every once in a while.
Well, like, I
Because you wrote it down.
First off, I wrote it down because it's a goal. Second, I had to go informational and make like speculation videos and history videos. It was a way to hide myself making a vlog by myself.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I can tell the story this way without pulling the camera because, let's be honest, this is the face of the operation. She does all of that, so for me, I was hiding behind that. And I think even though we got great views on some of those videos, it hindered because no one saw my face.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot of voiceover. So goal number 3, this one was huge for us. It was get invited on the Disney Destiny. And, you know, we didn't have any prior relationship with Disney Cruise Line. The closest we've gotten to it is being at a port and see it go by. So I really wanted to go on a Disney cruise, and a couple years ago we were lucky enough to go to D23, the largest Disney event in the world.
Yes, and it was there that we got to see, we knew about the Destiny prior to that. It was announced, I believe, in like March of 2024, but like you got to see like what the decor was gonna be and what type of show that we were gonna have. And then Josh Tomorrow came out in the stadium and everyone's like, whoa, and he's like, we're adding more ships to the fleet.
You're adding 4 more cruise ships to our fleet.
And it was so cool because we always wanted a piece of that, but we, you know, let's keep it real. Cruising is really expensive and it was kind of out of our budget. And it was in a point in my life where I couldn't book things like that because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to take time off. So all of it just seemed so unattainable. 100%. But we like sat there in that arena and we're like, it would be so stinking cool to go on a Disney cruise and experience it for the first time and show it to our audience, like just through fresh eyes. And when we ended up getting this package that showed up at the door and we were like, this isn't real. Like, this isn't freaking real. I cannot believe this is happening. And it happened, and it's just like full circle.
So for this to be able to hear it get announced, see the concept art, being able to get on the ship and touch it and make videos,
We're here. Thank you guys. Welcome. Oh my God, it's Spider-Man.
Full transparency, I was very hesitant to make this video. You guys and Nick like had a chat with me about it. I'm not someone that like reflects on my year. Like I live in nostalgia and I dwell on the past, but like I don't reflect on my year and go through things, and Nick is very much like that and he forces me to do it. So I'm appreciative that you're doing this.
All right, number 4. This is a big one for us as Disneyland locals. Was was to be invited to the Disneyland 70th celebration.
Welcome back to another Mouse Vibes video. We're so excited to be at the Disneyland Resort for Disneyland 70th celebration.
It seemed so far off, and you know, we didn't know, like we knew that Disney did this big thing for the Disney 100th, and a bunch of our friends were there, and it looked so cool. And like I remember like one of my best friends, David Vaughn, I remember watching all of his content and texting him. I'm like, I'm so proud of you. It is so cool. All these things that you get to do. And David literally was like, this is gonna be you guys. And I was just like, oh, you're so nice. And he's like, no, like I know it. I know you guys are gonna have a big break or some sort with like Disneyland. And the craziest thing is, because you guys know I'm a big Jonas Brothers fan, the second I found out that the Jonas Brothers were like spearheading a lot of the music, I was just like, I need to be there. As a Disneyland local, as the park meaning so much to our families, my best memories with my aunt who I have the tattoo of, it's just like all of it. I was just like, wow, you know?
100%. And like the 60th celebration for us was like monumental. It was like one that we're all still talking about if you're a local here. And I remember the next big anniversary for us as we were doing, you know, Mouse Vibes and starting it was the 65th. And that was right in the middle of pandemic.
Yeah.
And like our big celebration was coming to downtown Disney to buy a piece of merch, but not go in the park, just buy the merch and leave.
Get an ornament.
And that's what we did. I just remember being like, one day I would love to be able here to represent Disneyland and show everyone what the 70th is all about. And to be there with one other West Coast creator was amazing, and the people surrounding that whole event and our whole group of people, like we made memories at all these different events. The 70th will always hold a special place in my heart.
This is where you're gonna hear the brand new Jonas Brothers song all around the park, which you know I'm so stoked for.
Okay, and the last one on our list was to be at the opening day of Epic Universe.
I think the craziest thing about all these goals that we wrote down was, one, I was experiencing extreme imposter syndrome all of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. And I didn't know where my place was in the world, and I didn't know what was ahead, and I was scared and all of the things. And none of what we wrote down would have been able to happen had I not been scared and quit my job with no backup plan. I wouldn't have even been able to go on any of these trips. Yeah. Like the thing that happened with the opening of Epic Universe, we got the save to date for Epic Universe literally 3 days after I quit my job. After like it was my last day, we got that. And I don't know if you guys are spiritual or whatever, but like that to me was some sort of like cosmic energy connection, what have you, because had I still been in that job that stressed out, it wouldn't have been an exciting moment for me. As weird and selfish as that sounds, it would have been a moment of like anxiety and terror and like maybe a weird case of jealousy, knowing that,
oh my God, we worked so hard to get this crazy goal done,
and I don't get to go, you get to go, and I'm so excited for you, but I don't get to do this. And that's what would have happened. Like I wouldn't have been able to do it, or I would have gone out there and I would have been so stressed that it just would have been really, really bad.
But there's no way I could have done this without Ashley. I would have made a YouTube video with me doing voiceover for a majority of it, but like what we accomplished this year was because we had the tandem of both of us.
Yeah.
If you can't believe in any more signs, they say, you know, signs come in threes, like good things or bad things usually come in threes. And one of our things on this after, you know, the invite to Epic Universe was Disneyland 70th. And I'll never forget this on the flight, like you cannot write this. On the flight to Orlando, leaving from LA to Orlando to go to Epic Universe, we got an email from Disneyland inviting us to the 70th.
No, this is how it happened. I always turn on my Wi-Fi on Delta, and Nick can never figure it out. Like he's always like struggling. And I have my notifications turned on, and we're sitting on the flight. It's like so early in the morning, and I'm like, and I thought it was like a prank. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Nick's like, what? And I'm like, we got invited to Disneyland 70th. And we both started bawling. I remember this like...
I felt like I was cheating on Epic, because on one hand I was so excited, but then I had Disneyland, I'm like, ah!
It was just like, I don't know, it just made me feel like, oh my God, maybe I didn't mess up my entire life by like flipping the table over and quitting on a whim, and maybe like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So I don't know, but yeah, things happen in threes, and that was just really crazy. Normally, every December, we have this huge Mouse Fives Monday live stream just to go over all the wins and losses at the end of the year and predictions, and we do these little segments and games. But since we're not doing a live this year, I want to do a round of rapid fire questions, so it kind of feels like we did a live stream. What's a video that you thought was gonna crush and blow up and it completely bombed?
Epic Universe. Universal Horror Unleashed. But Universal Horror Unleashed was gonna blow up! 10 out of 10 video.
Oh, it like that
10 to 10.
video, YouTube should have like knocked on our door and punched us in the face and been like, you suck! Because that's how bad the video did. And I personally, if you guys watched it, let us know. I thought the video was so much fun.
You're here at the Mouse Fives, and we're at Universal's brand new year-round haunted attraction, Universal Horror Unleashed.
Mine was the Jaws 50th at the Academy Museum. We went into that and like it was this like exclusive thing and like celebrities were there.
Hold on, we have Spielberg in the video.
Steven effing Spielberg in the video.
This is an art form that only survives based on getting the best people.
We put our blood, sweat, and tears in this video. We did like research and I did all this cool voiceover and it literally was like...
It was the opposite of a blockbuster.
It was literally the opposite of a blockbuster, but I stand by it. That's one of our best videos of the year.
Agreed.
I'm really, really proud of that video. 3 people saw it, and to those 3 people, we love you.
Yeah.
L for love. Good times.
What was your Mount Rushmore of memories for 2025?
I think it's got to go right like back to this list. Epic Universe was just insane. I couldn't stress enough. It felt like I was in a summer camp full of content creators for like weeks.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I made like such good friends and
This is the thing. This is the thing.
you don't get to do that again. So it's got to be Epic Universe, Disneyland 70th. That to me was another huge moment. Great friends there, 2 days at our home park. Like it was a dream.
Are you guys kidding? Paint the night with
Our first red carpet event ever for Mouse Vibes. We got to go to the world premiere of Zootopia 2 and
Well, that's not what bunnies do. Wait, what do bunnies do?
doing all of the promotion for that, going to the animation building.
This is literally one of the coolest days of our life. All of our childhood films were made right in this building. We just walked through Mickey's sorcerer hat, and now I'm taking photos with the cast of Zootopia 2. Does it get any better than this? No. My 4 was the first Epic Universe Media Preview Day. We just had the most beautiful group of people, the most perfect day, and it was amazing. And I just felt so filled with love and gratitude and happiness, and just all of it was the best.
We get to go meet Toothless.
That's my boy.
Second, Disneyland 70th, like I explained earlier, it was just really important. My 3rd is the entire Zootopia 2 promo. We had this beautiful day on the Disney animated lot, and like, I don't know why we got invited to that. There was this most special, cool thing ever, and it was so cool. And I'm so grateful for that day. It was like a life achievement day, and it was just so cool. And the movie was amazing. Then we got to do the red carpet. And then we got to do like promo with Disney Studios, and it was just like, it was one of those pinch me moments where I'm like, wow, like I earned my seat at the table and like I'm doing this. And as a girly that literally my whole identity has been wrapped up in the music industry, and I felt lost for 2 years not knowing who I am and what I bring to the table, and if people were gonna think I'm a big loser, no one thinks I'm cool. I just felt at peace with myself that day. I felt like I belonged. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Look good. Got a photo with Dylan Efron. Like things were looking great.
Thank you. And my last one is our trip to Niagara Falls. It was the first time in Mouse Five's history we got a brand trip deal.
Ontario.
We get dropped off at Rainbow Bridge and then we walk to Brock. They reached out and were like, we love your content and we have this new thing called Niagara Takes Flight, and we want you to come out. And literally I'm like, what is Niagara Falls? I had no idea. And it was one of those things where we're like, cool, let's go to a new place. And it was such a fun trip, and it was just so like kind of a wackadoodle trip, and like, I don't know, it was just like, it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
And it ended up being so fun, and the videos did really well, and like all of it was just so much fun. And it was literally somewhere I never in a million years would have been like, let's go to Niagara Falls. And then like when we were presented the opportunity, it was just really cool. And like, I don't know, I just felt very like open in that moment. Cause you know, I'm very prone to saying no.
100%.
I'm a no girl.
She's a no girly. This is something that wasn't on a list. When you're writing a goal list, Niagara Falls, flying into Buffalo, New York was not, especially not for football season, was not on my list.
Yeah. What was your most embarrassing moment of 2025?
Oh my gosh, 100% my most embarrassing moment of 2025 was dressing up like Edward Cullen and going to the Twilight in concert at the Wiltern. It was a sold out event, and actually put a mound of glitter on my face. And I wouldn't have thought it was like super embarrassing because I didn't see anyone I knew there, but we got on the news.
We've been dating for 10 years and I got to introduce him into the Twilight fandom as well. And now he's here with glitter. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
It's a full circle moment for me, I'll tell you that much. I went from hard resistant to wearing glitter at the Wiltern, so joke's on me.
What were you most proud of in 2025?
The coolest thing for this year and the thing I'm most proud of was having a front row seat to watching all of my friends succeed and like chase and achieve their goals. Like, I'm not trying to get too sappy, but like I literally got to watch one of our friends who was like, I just want to be invited to Epic Universe, and they hosted it.
Tonight you're getting an all access pass into the most ambitious theme park Universal has ever created.
I got to watch one of my best friends, Tyler,
It's showtime.
go from like 50,000 subscribers to 100,000, open Epic Universe, have a ton of videos that popped off this year, and I was just so proud of him. I hate to get all gushy, but one of my best friends, Tyler's here. We've been talking about the opening of this park for quite some time, and the fact that it's happening right now and I'm here with you, kind of geeking out a little bit.
Yeah, it's I wish I could talk and like actually say something worthwhile, but it feels very surreal to be like living this moment that we've been thinking about for like, we've been talking about it for 2 or 3 years at this point.
We were with him through his divorce and all of that, and in a moment where he's like, am I gonna keep going? Is it gonna be the Pew 1?
Yeah, I am having a moment right now.
Oh my God.
And to like be with him the night of Epic Universe and like just be so proud of someone who overcame something so traumatic, similar to like how I did. And it was just like a beautiful thing, and I was just proud.
We've thought about this moment and talked about it for a long time, and it just happened.
And you have Alan shoes on for it. I'll never forget that. Remember Alan shoes are on.
Never forget Alan shoes on Tyler's feet.
My proud moment is just surviving.
You did. You did.
And I'm proud of all of our friends who survived, because 2025 was not that graceful or awesome in a sense. Like, even though we're talking about wins and stuff, there was a lot of ickiness to it as well. Yeah. So
after reflecting back on this year, we didn't just survive 2025, we thrived. I might not have all the answers to all of my problems, but I definitely feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Our goals for 2026 have already been written down, and we can't wait to share what our next adventure is.
you.